audience is buzzing with excitement. The backstage area is a frenzy of last-minute adjustments. In just a few moments, the lights will dim and the biggest event of your career will begin. It's been months in the making. Hundreds of ads and invitations were sent to some of the most famous names out there. The Kardashians, Rihanna, Timothée Chalamet. And guess what? They all said yes. The location? Paris, of course. The theme? Picked to perfection. The setup? Off without a hitch. The press have taken their seats, packing the rows of chairs set out around the runway. But they aren't here to see the Paris sunset, or get a preview of Beyoncé's next album. They're here for you. Well, more specifically, your designs. In a few moments, a handful of models will begin strutting down the runway in clothes you helped dream up and bring to life. Because your wildest dreams of becoming a fashion designer have finally become a reality. Hi, I'm Vanessa Hill, and I'm wearing, a pretty basic retail label called Gorman. Welcome to Fast Guides, a study hall series that explores different college majors. And here's what you can look forward to sketching, sewing, and styling as a fashion design major. Big events like Paris Fashion Week and the Met Gala capture public imagination. And movies like Zoolander, obviously, Cruella, sort of, and The Devil Wears Prada have opened our eyes to the inner workings of the fashion industry. Florals for spring? Groundbreaking. But fashion design, or the process by which clothes and accessories are planned and created, hasn't always looked exactly like the movies. Once upon a time, most clothes were made by small woodland creatures. Not really, but they were made to be highly functional. That means that the clothing served a specific, necessary purpose. For instance, humans who lived during the Ice Age wore thick furs to keep warm. It didn't exactly matter what colour the fur was, who made it, or if it came with a matching hat. But over time, clothing changed from something strictly functional to something that also incorporated form. That's how something looks or feels. And starting with the ancient Romans and Egyptians, clothes could also say something about who you were. For example, in these societies, fashion was a way to differentiate between different classes of people, which is definitely, obviously, very much not still a thing that exists today. Then, in the 19th century, the concept of fashion design was born. The idea was simple: create clothing that makes a statement. In other words, turn clothing into art. Since then, the fashion design industry has ballooned to include everything in the wardrobe: clothes, shoes, scarves, hats, watches, and handbags. Since the industry has become so broad, it can also be broken into different categories based on the type of clothing or accessories and who they're made for. For example, haute couture refers to the clothes created by the big fashion houses in France and Italy. It caters to a privileged set of customers and is developed to fit the needs and sizes of those specific customers, often leaving out anyone who doesn't fit a very particular image or tax bracket. On the other hand, ready-to-wear are clothes that are mass-produced in various sizes. If Chanel is haute couture, then Urban Outfitters is ready-to-wear. And that can come with its own issues. Ready-to-wear sizing still tends to cater to a particular set of customers. And industry practices, such as fast fashion, can lead to lower quality items, a lot of waste, and harmful conditions for workers. So that's where you can come in. Rather than falling back on the same old industry practices, you can follow in the footsteps of designers like Christian Serrano, Tracy Reese, or Maggie Hewitt, making the industry more inclusive and sustainable. You can start your journey to the runway by studying fashion design. Maybe you'll choose a school that specifically focuses on fashion, or you might choose a university with a fashion design program that also gives you the opportunity to study a broad range of other subjects. Either way, your courses will probably start with a series of introductory classes that will expose you to some of the basics of the field. That might include include a class that surveys the fashion industry. Think of this as your primer for what it's actually like to work in the field. You'll also study concepts like sketching, sewing, and garment construction, all of which are essential to fashion design. But while traditional methods like sketching and sewing by hand are still widely taught, advances in technology have changed the field in many ways. For instance, one of your first classes will probably be a studio class. That's like a fashion design lab. You'll get practice in taking an idea from concept to creation, including picking out fabrics and cutting to fit a model or pattern. You'll also gain exposure to technology like 3D modeling and 3D printing. This technology makes your sketches far more accurate because you can also see your designs from multiple angles, something that you can't do as easily with a flat sketch on paper. From there, the classes will get more specific. You might learn how to select sustainable fabrics so your clothes can be durable and planet-friendly. Or your classes might focus on specific types of clothes, sportswear, children's wear, or inclusive fashion, for instance. But not everything is fashion-centric. Most programs offer a well-rounded course of study that includes a fair dose of business as well. That's because, as cool and innovative as your ideas may be, you still need money to make them happen. And having some experience in examining market trends and distribution patterns, negotiating contracts, and general economics will come in handy. The entire course load will culminate in the creation of your very own portfolio, or a collection of designs and concepts that you've created. And your portfolio is crucial. It's what future employers will want to see when considering whether to hire you for a job. Another way to set yourself up for a job after graduating is by doing an internship in the field. In fact, some schools require an internship as part of your degree. You'll get valuable experience in the field as you assist in various tasks, from researching trends to setting up photo shoots, and a better idea of exactly how you want to put your degree to work. Regardless of your specific focus, to make it in the world of fashion, two qualities are fundamental: creativity and precision. Creativity shines through in your designs, your color palette, your fabrics. And precision is all about getting the cut, the size, and the shape just perfect. So you'll be right at home with a fashion degree if you like to sew, sketch, and learn new technologies to perfect your designs. But fashion is also about self-expression and making a statement. Many collections are oriented around a particular theme that comments on specific cultural or social issues. So if you're interested in sharing your views through art, making bold statements, pushing boundaries, and even making the world of fashion a better place, then fashion design might be for you. Fashion is also ideal for people who want to work with others to carry out a vision and who have big ideas, the ability to work hard and carry out those ideas, and a lot of patience and persistence. Because as a fashion design major or someone working in fashion, you might encounter a lot of setbacks. You might miscut a piece of fabric, forcing you to start over. You might get all the way through and realize you should have used cerulean instead of cobalt. You might also have to spend a lot of time working to carry out someone else's creative vision instead of your own. And you might face rejection and criticism that can be hard to overcome. Case in point. Before Virgil Abloh founded Off-White and became artistic director of Louis Vuitton, he was rejected from design school. So given the nature of the industry, you'll have to be willing to forge ahead and not lose sight of what brought you to fashion in the first place: your creative ideas. But creativity can also be exhausting. You're expected to consistently pump out fresh designs according to particular specifications and on tight deadlines. So remember to take breaks to replenish both your energy and your creativity. If you're struggling and don't feel like fashion is your forte though, remember it's okay to pivot. You might even be able to apply your love for fashion in another way, by focusing on fashion business, marketing, or photography. Or maybe you'll find that you feel more at home in another visual field like graphic design. If you do stick with fashion design, you'll be graduating into an exciting, fast-paced, and competitive industry worth over $1.7 trillion. It can be a challenging field to break into, though. Most of the big fashion houses are based in cities like Los Angeles and New York, so living in these cities or being open to lots of travel might help. But even if you choose to live somewhere else, you'll find lots of other ways to use your degree. You can, of course, continue dreaming up incredible and innovative clothes as a fashion designer. If you do, the starting salary is typically around $45,000, which doesn't go that far if you're using it for travel or rent in New York City. That figure rises to $54,000 after 4 years of work and up to $82,000 after a decade of work. That said, talking about salaries is always hard because so much can change depending on many factors, like where you live. And not every person in the industry is designing the freshest fits to hit the sidewalk or the runway. Some fashion majors go on to oversee events as fashion show managers, which includes hiring models, securing venues, and setting a budget. Others might work as journalists covering the industry. And some use their fashion skills to become stylists, helping individuals and companies plan looks and find clothes and accessories for specific events. You'll also have many other skills that will come in handy in the fashion industry or in another field altogether. Your eye for detail and abilities to recognize trends, think creatively, and collaborate with a team are qualities most employers value. And even if you're not working in fashion, you can still flaunt your love of fashion by being the best dressed person in the office. Fashion is about a lot more than just making clothes. But don't get us wrong, the clothes are great. They just also have a lot to say. The clothes we wear project a particular image about our interests, values, cultures, and lots more. So fashion designers can play a big role in helping people not only look and feel good, but also do good. Fashion designers have an opportunity to make fashion more fair, sustainable, equitable, and accessible for everyone. Because using clothes to separate the rich and poor is definitely not in vogue. If you want to investigate more degrees before you choose a major, check out our other videos in this playlist. To find out how to earn college credit with Study Hall, go to gostudyhall.com or click the link here or in the description. And if you want to help us out, give this video a like and a comment to let us know how you chose your degree or what you wish you'd known before you started your degree. Thanks for watching.